Okay, so I'm just trying to ping here. Okay, you can copy this particular, not this is leads, right? Okay, I'll ping to Pina. So Pina will ping you this particular information. So you need to go through this particular manual testing concepts. Every step by step it would be there. Or else this is the last batch videos which we have it on March 2022 batch. Even you can go and see this particular sequence of videos. Either ways, you can go back and then you can see the videos all there. Okay, and Pina, you can upload all other whatever the videos which we do have it. So those all videos also you can update into the July batch. You just inform to Sumit, so Sumit will be updating this all.
Yep. Okay.
Awesome. So any doubts, guys? So what to refer, what to see, where to see? We are clear, right? Yes, no.
Yes,
Some
sir.
answer, please.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. It's clear.
Okay, awesome. Let's get started. So now the next topic, and moving further, so as we discussed, because I have been joined now, so I don't want to ask you the quick questions, but still from tomorrow, I'll continue with asking the questions. Okay, and you can see the video. So refer the videos before, because all the videos are already available, so that you can just quickly refer there, and then you can come back and then you can see it. Okay, so that is what about it. And just we wanted to get started with the topic, test plan. Okay, now uh, before just jumping into this, I just wanted to get started with few terminologies, and then you will understand the test plan. See, now our basic agenda is to get what you meant by a test plan. Hmm? Now let's start with it here. And I'm very sorry because I went for a client visits for a couple of cities, so that's where I was traveling. So that's where this gap. So moving further, I'll try my best to not make sure that these sessions will not be impacted at any cost. But however, Pina is there, so that's the reason I just hand over to him. Okay, coming back to here. So just give this is a topic which we are going to discuss for today. Test plan. So before understanding the test plan, we need to understand who creates the test plan, or what would be the test plan, or why would be the test plan. So actually there is one, if at all, if you wanted to know about anything, why, what, and how, if you answer these particular questions, so then you will understand each and every pointer of that particular topic. So there is a comedy dialogue also, right? Enduku emiti ela. So this, if you understand, if you wanted to know about any particular topic, if you wanted to talk about it, so if you pose these particular questions, it would be very easier for you to understand that particular topic. Okay, so now before understanding this particular test plan, so who would be preparing the test plan, we need to understand. So here what I wanted to give you the definition is, first of all, before understanding this one, QA versus QA, or here I'll be writing it as QC, or here I'll be writing as test engineer, or software test engineer, or software test automation engineer. Like this, we have all these roles. These all roles are called testing roles, right? Right? Means testing department role. What is this QA? This is QA means quality. What is this A means? Quality.
Analyst.
Quality analyst.
Assurance.
Okay.
Analyst.
Quality
Quality
assurance.
analyst. See, always you need to remember this word. Quality assurance is a bigger term.
Okay.
Okay, this would be at an organizational level. This is at an organization level. This is at a team level, at a project level. This is quality analyst. This is quality controller, test engineer, software test engineer. These are the different roles in the companies. If you go for any particular job opportunities or any particular interviews, they will be keeping it, hey, I need a quality analyst, I need a quality controller, or I need a test engineer, or I need a software test engineer, or I need an automation test engineer. So these are the roles the people would be asking for. But this role is completely different. Quality assurance. See, the name itself, it was saying you that it takes the assurance of the quality across the organization. I didn't understand this, Chris. I'll give you some layman example. Now, there will be a junction. Okay, so normal traffic junctions will be there, right? So here, so means there are certain rules and regulations have been defined. So if you're coming in a bike, okay, so if you are coming in a two-wheeler, then you need to wear your helmet, and your pilot driver also need to wear the helmet. And if you're coming in a car, so you need to wear your seat belts. And when there is a red light, so you need to wait. And if it is a free left, you can take free left. So if it is a green light, you need to go. You need, if it is an amber, then you will be waiting to go. So now these are the lights. Who define these rules? When it is a red, you need to stop. When you are car, you need to wear the seat belt. When you are in a helmet, so you need to, means when you are in a two-wheeler, you need to wear the helmet. This traffic police define this rule.
No, the transport
Yes, sir.
department, that team, the
So
uh,
central government of
would
India has been, means we will be having who means especially for the traffic department. So the rules and regulations has been defined. Now, what is this traffic police will do?
ensures that rules
Check
are
it.
followed by the citizens.
That's it. So now what this guy is trying to do? So he's trying to see that whether these particular rules and regulations have been properly following it or not. So that is what this particular guy will be trying to do it. Remaining, see now all this, hey, means if the traffic police is there, so everyone will wear the helmet, they will follow signals, and then they will, if it is amber, they will get started, and then if it is red, they will stop. So what this guy is trying to do, he's trying to control the quality. But these rules and regulations was means defined by the central government, and these rules and regulations would be followed by this particular traffic police. He would be controlling that, based upon these rules and regulations, this particular traffic police will try to control them. So now if you see here, someone has been defined the rules and regulations across the India, and then someone is following that particular, making sure that rules and regulations are following it or not. The same way, when we have this particular quality assurance or quality controllers, test engineers, these are like our traffic police, means we all belongs to like this particular traffic policies, this department. Now, who would be defining these rules and regulations across the organization? So now these are the guys who will be defining the quality assurance. So now these guys will go for auditing. Hey, whether, see now, you know, right? So we will define a company with the levels like CMM level 1, CMM level 2, level 3 company, level 5 company. What are those levels called? So maturity model, right? Common maturity model. What do you meant by that? How a company would be gauged on the maturity models? So how the particular companies will be gauged is they would be having certain standards, each and every processes. Hey, there would be a process. What do you mean by process? What do you mean by process?
Task, certain task performing.
Following the steps from beginning to ending.
You need to take a visa. I wanted to take a Canadian visa. There would be certain procedure for taking it, right? I need to take a Singapore visa. There would be certain procedure to take. Hey, first you need to apply online, and they will validate all your documents. You need to provide your traveling tickets, hotel accommodation, all these things will be providing to them. So based upon that, then they will take your documents, and then they will say that, hey, it will be approved, and then you can come back, and then you need to give your passports and all. They will stamp it, and then they give it back to you so that you can plan your travel. Now this is the step-by-step procedures which you have been followed to get the visa is called the process, right? Now based upon this process, you get this. So like this, there would be a testing process, development process, deployment process. Every processes will be there. So if you streamline that particular processes in a lean means, see now for an example, you go for your weight reduction. So now what you'll try, so from means you'll be having certain weight to reduce your weight. So for example, me, I wanted to reduce from my weight from 102 to 96. So I wanted to become lean. What it mean by lean? I'll remove unwanted fats. Now, if you see here, the process is also, there would be some unwanted waste will be there. So that if you remove that unwanted waste, you become very lean. So that it become very faster. So you become more metabolic, and then you can run very fast. So these all things would be there, right? The same way, when you remove the unwanted waste in your processes, it becomes so much of lean process. And then with this lean process, you can develop more. So based upon this particular lean processes, the companies will be getting more, means this particular CMM levels. Why I talk about this particular CMM levels or anything? Because so these are the main people who can bring, means assure that particular lean processes across the organizations. Example, now you take Wipro, or you take Infosys, or Cognizant, Cog- Cognizant. Okay, because I was working for multiple cognitives and this company, so it was pronouncing for me there. So now these are the multiple companies, right? Now these companies, for an example, now this company will support for retail domain. Retail domain means our Amazon, Flipkart, like that. Health domain. So we have Apollo or any particular Rainbow hospitals. If you're supporting, then that is called domain. Means your applications are categorized across the domains. Hey, these are the retail domains. Means all the retail applications. Or health domain means you are supporting for the health applications, or you are supporting for HR applications. Means interview. See, now you are using the Zubin, so now that's one of the interview applications. Hey, when we have this particular Zubin applications or not. So the next one is the retailer, health domain, HR domain, and there are several domains are there: fintech, investment banking. So these are different domains. Means banks. So ICICI Bank, HDFC Bank. So all these applications we need to be testing, right? So now if you see here, they are different domains. These companies will support for different domains also, right? Now when these applications are supporting for different domains, at this point of time, okay, at this point of time, these particular domains will supporting to these particular all domains, right? Now they will be defining that, hey, these are the things you need to validate here, these are the things you need to validate here, these are the things you need to validate, basic validations you need to do. Why, Chris? Why we need to give this one example? Now retail, what do you mean by the retail? So for example, in Amazon and Flipkart, what is the basic functionalities which you have it? The basic functionalities, I search for a product and I'll add to the cart, I'll go to the product details, and I'll pay, I do the payment, and then order place and order management. Order management is nothing but order tracking. Hey, whether the order placed successfully, whether the order is uh, shipped out from the warehouse, and from whether it was in the transit, and whether it reached to the customer or not, whether it is closed or it is a replacement. So then once again, replacement tracking will be started. Okay, so now these are the basic functionalities we need to test it. When it goes to the hospital application, this application is completely different. Here the functionalities would be, hey, what is the inpatient, outpatient, what is the age, and what are the blood groups details, and everything will be captured. What is his previous health what is his previous health history, and what is he diagnosed, and what are the tablets he was using. So those all informations will be health applications. And if it is a Swiggy application, or if it is any other applications, the functionalities will be different. So every domain will have that particular domain knowledge, and then the respective functionalities for this one, respective functionalities for this, respective functionalities for this, respective functionalities for this. So this is how the respective functionalities has been defined for each and every domain. Now these functionalities, hey, if it is a retail domain, these are the things you need to test. If it is a health domain, these are the things you need to test. If it is a HR domain, these are the things you need to test. Like this, they will prepare the complete list, and then they will prepare the complete things, which it is called as test strategy. They prepare a strategy for this strategy. See, now based upon these particular strategies, this will work. So now first we'll see that what do you mean by a strategy. A plan that you use to order to achieve something. Hey, I wanted to develop this company and then show. So now you'll be having certain strategy to develop that, right? The same way, now when you wanted to test this one, so then we will prepare this particular test according to this particular strategy. Then this would be, these all domains, I mean, these particular strategies will be these particular testing strategies will be prepared, and accordingly that applications would be tested. Boss, we are talking about test plan, why you're talking about test strategy? So now you need to understand that quality assurance team will prepare the test strategy, and then they will give it. From the test strategy, we will be deriving the test plan. Because in many of the interviews, the first question they will ask you, hey, what is the difference between a test strategy and a test plan? See, now I can say that directly test strategy is like across the organization, they wanted to build that. But we don't know, we will not understand who will prepare, how we will prepare. So that's the reason I started with the QA and then QA. So quality assurance with the quality analyst or quality controller in this. Now you understand who are QAs and who are quality analysts. So now these particular quality assurances will go across the organizations, across the domains, and then they will start to prepare the test strategy. And across the test means once we prepare the test strategy, based upon the projects, the test plan would be derived, and the test plan would be created. And according to this particular test strategy, such test plan, we will test for each and every project. So project 1 will have a different test plan. Project 2 will have different test plan, but this is derived from the test strategy. Project 3 will have different test plan, but this is derived from the test strategy, because project 1 is my Amazon application, project 2 is my Apollo hospital, project 3 is my Swiggy application. These are three different domain applications. So I, based upon this particular strategy, I'll be trying to derive this, my test plan. For all these things, the test plan would be not common, right? So which is common? So this is a mother document. So from this particular mother document, these particular things can be derived back. See, if you're doing some land registration, they will say that, hey, can you show me the mother document? Mother document is a bigger document, and your land would be a piece of that one. So if you, for an example, if you're taking your plot in a venture, now there are multiple plots over here. Now on this particular so they will give this as a mother document. Into this mother document, this is what your land, right? Now you take this particular document. So this is mother document, and then this is your document. See, that's, see why I'm trying to give the correlation between these things, because this is very important. When the people asked, hey, what is the difference between a test strategy and test plan, it is very simple, that test strategy is a mother document of test plan. So now test strategy will have the complete strategical testing plan, I mean the testing activities across the organization, like for across the different domains, prepared by the quality assurance team. And test plan would be derived accordingly to each and every project, and this is specific to the project itself, and it will be created based upon the test strategy, and then it will be created back. That's it. So that is what the basic differences and the definition or birthplace of this particular test plan. So now we understand that who prepares this particular test plan. The first question is answered. Who?
Test lead.
Test team.
Test lead.
So now means across
Testing
these
team
particular
lead.
people, now you can say that these set of people will prepare this particular document. Now these, in this quality analyst, test means lead quality analyst, or lead quality controller, or lead test engineer, or lead software engineer. These people will take care of this one, because for the freshers or the people, probably they may not understand the holistic view of this particular project. So that's the reason the lead would be there. So you can add the lead in front of all these people. So that probably those are the people who would be creating. But you need to understand, so this wing of people will be creating the test plan, and this wing of people will be creating what they create.
Test strategy.
Test strategy.
Quality assurance.
Quality assurance team will create the test strategy. Okay. So now we are clear with the strategy and with the test plan. I'll not go into the details of test strategy. I'll talk about the test plan more, because for you this is required more, because this is for the auditing. When we do the auditing for this one, ISO 9001, 27013, so these auditings at that point of time, so probably you should be understanding, hey, what are the set of things which we needed to have. All those things will be part of this. Okay. So however, now this is what the introduction of the test plan. Any questions still here? I've understood. So who or why or what is the difference between a test strategy and a test plan, or what would be creating into the test plan? Now, what are the things will be there in the test plan is what the next question. No questions?
Scope of scope test strategy.
Sorry, your voice is not clear for me. Someone asked me any question?
Yes.
Pramila, you're asking me some question, Amma?
No.
Okay, cool. So now let's go ahead with the test plan. Okay, now what is a test plan? What we need to do? And which test plans? If I just go to the Google and if I have been type this one as test plan, I'll get lot of test plans. If you see here, lot of lot of websites are there. Which step means say 5 steps to prepare the test plan or some practice test tutorial point. We are developers, so these are different websites are there. So these all people has been preparing the test plans. Which one do I need to follow, or what is basically it will have for a step means for a test plan? What would be the standard definition or standard template for this? So for this one, what we have done is we have certain standard called IEEE. You know, right? So what do you mean by IEEE? So this is the world's largest technical professionals organization. This is an open forum. So this is called Institute of Electrical and Engineering, means electronic engineering. So one of the particular association where we can have standard journals. So if you wanted to have white papers, consumes, or publications or citations, any particular standard publication documents. So these guys are the one of the best standard in the all over not India, all over the world. Okay, so now this particular IEEE, they have been defined one particular standard for us, which is 829. Now, if you see that IEEE 829, this is for specific software test document. So if you see here, this is for software testing. Hey, one particular standard, this is number. See, you will be having, right, IPC section 302, IPC section 404, or you will have different Indian penal code sections to see if according to your crime, so that particular, according to that particular penal code number, you would be punished. The same way for writing this particular testing document standard, so the standard is 829, IEEE 829. According to this particular standards, you need to follow how to prepare a test plan. So I'll show you one of the sample test plan which we have been written on this one, and this is just a sample. So I'll just wanted to bring back that. Okay, so okay, so this slightly don't get confused with the name. So this is not a strategy, this is a plan, but we mentioned this one wantedly, we have been mentioned as a strategy, that you can leave it off. So just I don't wanted to talk about the client or anything, so this is just for the reference, I wanted to show it to you. So now this is the 829 standards, IEEE 829. According to this particular standards, we have been created this particular document. Okay, so now when I have been created this particular document, now if we see here, these are the content which you need to follow for this. So now we will be having the overview. What is the overview section? Under the overview section, what is the purpose? What is the purpose of this particular document? Who are the intended audience? And what are the reference documents to prepare this document? What is the revision history? What is the reviewer history? What is the scope and objectives? What is in scope? What is out scope? Okay, why is okay, that's a statistics. Okay, this is the objective what we wanted to test it. Now what are the types of testings we have been performed? So now what is the approach? And these are the in the approach, these are the different phases which we have it. So that phases, the most important thing is the entry criteria, exit criteria, test suspension, resumption. We will see one by one. So I just wanted to show you what are the basic things which we have it into this particular test plan document. And if you see here, the fourth section is a schedules and the level of efforts. Anyways, we'll talk about the estimations part. There we'll talk about in detail. Next one is dependencies, risk and assumptions, test data, sources and strategies, test deliverables, test environment and management, and test management and control, and appendix and the document approval. So this is what the basic content which we need to keep it into a particular test plan. So now once we have been kept on this one, now let's go section by section. So what would be the basic overview or the purpose of this particular document? Now, example. First of all, why we required means the test plan. I think last time I given you the same example, right? I wanted to go for a particular trip. So without having a planning, if I went there, so how would be? Or if I make a trip and then I go there, so how would be? So these are all the things we need to, you know, the importance, why we required this particular, why we required this one, we need to understand that. So why we required a test plan? I told you, right? If you don't have any particular plan, I given you the example of the trip example. I told you, right? So you wanted to go for some particular some island or some other place. So for an example, now you wanted to go for Barcelona. So consider that you wanted to go for one city in the European countries. So you wanted to go there. So now first you need to book your hotel tickets, flight tickets, and then cab, accommodation. You booked everything. Hey, first day one, I'll go here, and these are the places I'll be visiting there. And second day I'll be visiting this, and third day I'll be visiting this. Fourth day I'll be visiting this. Fifth day I'll be vacating, and then I have a relaxed day, and then come back to India. So now these are the things which you have been planned for. Now without having any plan, just directly go to the airport, whatever the ticket you have found, you have been taken the ticket, you went there, you don't have the cabs, you don't have the hotel accommodation, you try to book it there, and you'll be struggling, and you don't know what the places you need to explore there. So without having that particular plan, you can't do in an organized, and definitely there will be some misouts, and it is not organized. But you just imagine that, so when you're testing a particular application without having the tester plan, you can't do anything, because you will have definitely a miss out. Even if it is a smallest miss out, it might create a biggest issue in your application. So that is the reason it should be a mandatory that before doing any particular testing, plan your testing. So which is called the tester plan. So the tester plan will gives you, hey, this is like a checklist, boss. You're going to test this. You're not going to test this. You're going to test this. And if there is something happen, so this is what the backup plan. So when I need to stop my testing, when I need to continue my testing, when I need to suspend my testing, when I need to resume my testing. So these all things will be writing into the test plan, and you'll get this test plan approved from all the people. So from the development team, PO people, everyone will get this particular approval, and make sure that we will go ahead with that. So that is how this particular test plan will be created. Now what we wanted to do it on here, the overview. So first section of the overview, it talks about, for an example, now I wanted to see a movie in Netflix or Amazon Prime, or you wanted to see any particular movie. So for an example, Run with 34, new movie released, right? So now in the Netflix they will be giving a description. So the pilot will be taking his own decisions, and then he will be run the flight, and then it just missed the crash, and then he will go for penalizing for that particular issue. So the movie plot will revolve around this particular story. So now you are trying to say that what is a basic purpose of this particular document. Now the overview of this particular project, hey, whether I was doing performance testing or UAT testing, or what kind of testing you wanted to perform. So that particular things would be drafted into this particular overview section. Means you're trying to give the background information of this particular project. Hey, this is the project we are going to do, this is what the things we are going to perform, this is how we wanted to do these things. So that information you are going to set it up into this particular overview section. Next, the purpose of the document. The purpose will always talk that, hey, why this document is required. So here we are saying that, hey, this requires the definition or the strategy for doing the UAT testing. So you remember, right? UAT. What do you mean by UAT? What do you mean by UAT?
User acceptance test.
So
User
that is
acceptance
last layer, so which you wanted to test. So that is what the user acceptance testing, which we wanted to perform, you wanted to perform on this. So now this is the strategy which we have been, or this is a test plan which we have been created for the UAT testing. So wherever you see the strategy, so wanted to we have been changed, that there is a reason for that one, but that is not really required here. That's the reason I'm not talking about it. Okay. Now we have been, means the purpose of this document to define the plan, and the testing plan for the UAT test, means how I need to perform the UAT testing. I just wanted to define the point. We are preparing this particular document. Next one is intended audience. Intended audience means who is required for this particular document to go through. So now, who are the people? The respective company, Scrum teams, development teams, or whoever the people are there, the respective client people, and then from the who are giving that one. So this particular in this particular section, you'll be saying that all the developers, all the means the software test engineers, or these are the people who would be intended audience for this particular document. Intended audience means it is nothing but who are required for this particular testing, so that they can go through this particular document for it. So that is what intended audience. Second one, the third one is the reference documents. Means to prepare this particular document, what are the references which we have been used? So I can't open that particular attachments as this is a little bit confidential information. So I can't go that one. But so if I wanted to prepare this particular test plan, I should have some inputs for this one. Example, we wanted to test an OTT platform. Okay, so one OTT platform we wanted to test. So example, I wanted to test AHA. So now AHA, I wanted to test it. So now what I wanted to do, I wanted to know which devices I need to test it. Hey, I need to test it in Samsung TVs because Samsung will have its own operating system, Tizen, and MI TVs, Android operating system, and OnePlus TVs, Android systems. And means because AHA is a OTT channel, I need to test that one in different environments, right? Because it is, see, now I can buy my own TV, whatever the brand I wanted to buy it, I wanted to buy that one, and that's a smart TV. Now that particular thing need to support in all the TVs and all the places, right? It shouldn't say that, hey, I can support only in Android, or I can only support in Samsung TVs. If it is there, then we will not, that app will be not popularized, right? Example, the same thing, you can't open in your mobile device, will you install that one? Obviously not. So now it need to be supported in all your mobile devices, all your tablets, all your TVs, in all your Android 10, 11, 12, and all in iPhones. So now every phone, across the phones, across the device sizes, across the TV channels, across the TV operating systems, everywhere we need to test this one. What is this testing called as? What is this testing called as?
Compatibility testing, sir.
Compatibility test.
Compatibility testing. Okay, so compatibility testing. So compatibility testing falls into the non-functional testing or functional testing.
Non-functional testing.
Non-functional.
It comes into the non-functional testing. Okay, so now we will gather that particular requirements. According to that particular requirements, we will create this particular test plan. See, for an example, now one of the quick information what the people will be trying to give for us is the key factors, means what are the things we wanted to test it. Okay, I don't think here we have been mentioned it. Okay, so the client will be giving us the complete information. Hey, what are the preferred listed TVs and platform we need to be test, tablets, mobile phones, web applications, and in what we need to test. We wanted to test it in internet 40 Mbps speed, 100 Mbps speed, 120 Mbps speed, 4G spectrum, 3G spectrum, 5G spectrum, fiber net, optical network, and the preferred languages. It need to be tested in Tamil, Telugu, Marathi, Bengali. So in all languages. Whether I need to learn all those languages? Not really. You need to do the conversion testing. So we'll be having the Google Translator. We will be keeping that one. We will be testing that particular Google Translators and all. And how can we test it in 40 Mbps, 50 Mbps? We can tamper the network, and we need to test it in 4G, Geo 4G, and 3G. We need to go for 3G SIM cards. Test it from mobile. Test it from tablet. All those things. Just what you need to do in the OTT platforms. You need to go watch movies, play, pause, just move. So that would be one of the fun, but still that also a lot of things which we need to evaluate on this. So these all things which we will be gathering this particular information. So based upon this particular reference documents, so we will be preparing this particular documents. These are the inputs. These all gives us the inputs for us. So based upon these inputs, we will be proceeding further. Now revision history. So now, for an example, initial draft version was done by Vamsi, and then I have been created the base version of this document. So that's the reason. Always you remember that. So now, whenever it is 0.1, so these are the base versions, and then 1.0. Now these, see, 1.0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4. So those are the things are called as soft upgrades, right? Soft upgrades means so simple changes. If it is there, then it is called soft upgrades. There are major changes involved into that version, then it will come as 1, 2, 3, 1.0, 2.0, 2.0, we have, right, Robo 1.0, 2.0. So if it is 1.6, 1.2, 1.1, 1.23, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1.4, 1.5, if it is 1 point like that, then that is soft upgrade. When we have a different version number altogether, then that is called hard upgrade. Now, this is an hard upgrade from this version to this version document. So always you need to know that why the version numbers would be like this. Okay, so now who would be reviewing? So now this is the revision history. So date, author, and what are the changes they have been done. So because here the base version we have been created so that the people can understand that, hey, first version of this document has been created and shared. Now, who are the reviewers? This particular document, who will be reviewing it? So Vamsi Krishna is a reviewer, and Indra is a reviewer, Chris is a reviewer, Venkat is a reviewer. So whether they have been reviewed this document, these three people reviewed, this guy is not yet reviewed. So that is what the information we kept it. Now the most important thing is, what are the testing scope and objectives? You know, majority of the things you would be saved with this particular section, because you know, any problem in the production, who would be the first to blame? It's testers. If something happened in the production, the first question the people will ask, that who developed this? They will not ask who tested this, because they didn't identify this particular bug. So those are the people who are real responsible for this particular bug in the production. Then how can this save us? It is very simple. Now here we will be keeping into two things. One is in scope, and the another important section is out of the scope. And we will clearly say that, boss, no functional testing will be done. Means I'm not testing the functionality. Not say I'm not doing any particular test coverages. I was just doing only this. See, now I have given the pointers. This, I'll be testing it. Apart from this one, I'll not test any other things. How clear it is? How clear it is? So you mean to say that, hey, this is what my scope. This is the things are the things. Scope means which I'm going to do. And not out of the scope means which I'm not going to do. Which I can do, which I'm not going to do. So these are the things I'll be clearly saying that, hey, boss, see, when I wanted to test varieties of devices and platforms in terms of compatibility, I tested in the different platforms. I test in the different TVs. I test in the tablets, mobiles, web applications, and all the things I'll be testing over here. And next one, adaptability of the bandwidth. I'll be testing it in 3G, 4G, 5G, and FiberNet and other considerations. I'll be testing it into the local languages. Means I'll be testing in Marathi, and then I'll be testing it in English. And I'll be ensuring the quality of the videos with a high performance. Means when I have been seeing that videos, because when I wanted to click a play button, it shouldn't be like a pause button. And then I was clicking for 10 seconds. When I was trying to drag that one, it was not dragging it. And how the video qualities are there. The video qualities are nothing but 1080, 1920, 720, 720, 360. See, now the pixels ratio it will be having, right? I'll be having, when I'm trying to play a particular video in the YouTube also, you'll be having this particular pixel ratio, right? So if you wanted to play any resolutions, things will be having it, right? Where is that? So it should come here, right? Somewhere else.
In just 3 hours, so you
These are
can
the subtitles.
answer key questions related to your company or department KPIs at the click of a button. Back your decisions with 100% accuracy. Build beautiful and interactive
so you'll be seeing that the percentages, right, with what
so
quality of the
more.
video need to be
Hi, my name is Jatan Shah. I'm a Microsoft
tested.
certified trainer and the highest
So whether it was
endorsed
coming with
Excel professional
usually
in the world. I
HD
invite you
quality you
to join
wanted
me
or
for my
normal
live
quality, you'll be seeing
3-hour
it, right?
pivot tables
So that
workshop,
particular
and I'll make you
the,
a certified
is
pivot
what
table
the
expert
quality
in just
was
3
trying to
hours.
access for.
Even if you have
And
no
whether I was
prior
trying
knowledge
to click
about
the pause, it was paused or not. Whether I click this one for the next, it went for the next one or not. So these are the usability testing or user experiences testing and all. But here the video quality means the HD quality or 320 resolution or 720 360 resolution, 720 resolution, 1080 resolution, 1980 resolutions. So that we'll be testing it. And then we'll be also testing with different users. Means for an example, it's an OTT platform, right? Suddenly there is a movie release, KGF 2 released. So at one time there would be a lot of hits for that particular video. what would be the maximum if things will be having it to test that one. I don't want to go into each and every pointer here because it is not relevant over here. But what you need to understand is, hey, what are the things I'm going to test for this? So that is most important. So now that is what the pointers which I will be mentioning as part of in scope. Hey, so in this particular test, for this particular project, so I'm going to test all these things. So one by one, I'm trying to test on this. So all these things will be tested thoroughly on these particular aspects. You see here. So these are the things I'll be testing it. So from browser, from the auto scaling, or from the performance, or from the resource starvation, I'll be doing this. All my testings would be performed. This is what I'll be mentioning over here. So what is my in scope? It talks about is in scopes talks about what are the things which is under my scope and which I'm going to test it. If at all anything to be discussed, removed, added, so then that means if we are giving this particular document for the reviewers, right? So there we will be asking it, hey, anything to be added or anything to be removed of. So that are the things we'll be discussing as part of this one. Okay, so and the most important another section is out of scope. I told you, right, why we need to keep this out of scope is when a particular bug encounters us, at that point of time we'll be saying that, hey, I told you that I'm not testing the non-functional testing, or no functional testing is covered here. I was just performing only the compatibility testing. What do you mean by compatibility? It is part of NFR. So functional is under the functional testing. So under NFR, I'm just trying to see how the performance of it, how the security of it, how the compatibility of it, how the user experience is there. So these are the things I'm going to test. Apart from this one, I'll not test anything else. Are you fine with it? Are you fine with it? That is what we're going to talk over here. So there is a difference between it, right? So that is a difference we will be clearly mentioning here. These are the things I'm not going to test. If any bugs comes under this one, it is not responsibility of yours. You should very clearly say that which is yes and which is no for you. These things I can do, these things I'll not do, as because of time or as because of it is not scoped into this particular project, which is not really relevant or required over here. You tell me something, I need to add it into the scope, you can negotiate with me. But after completion of the project, you never shouldn't say that, hey, this is not there. Hey, why didn't you tested this? So that is the reason this will saves our life many a times. Always you remember, this section plays a vital role. In scope will talks about, hey, these are the things which I'll cover for the testing. Out of scope, these are the things which I'm not going to test this anything anywhere. So that is what the out scope. Okay, so that is where the in scope and then out of scope section, and this is an extra information for the client. The next most important thing is types of testings which I'll be performing. Okay, so the types of testings which I'll be performing it. So the types of performance which I'm going to perform is this, right? So now first UAT testing, yes, UAT functional testing, because UAT functional testing means not into the detail, just as the user experience will be testing the functional testing. And then compatibility testing, network bandwidth testing. Network bandwidth testing means I told you, right, regarding to the 5G, 3G, 4G. So those things are network bandwidth testing. Device size and screen testing. I told you, right, tablet 10 inches, tablet 7 inches, tablet 8 inches, or mobile phone 6.4 inches, 6.2 inches, 6.1 inches, 5.8 inches, 5.4 inches. So those all things will be tested. And TV, tablet, mobile testing means all the TVs, means the 21 inches, 32 inches, 64 inches, Samsung TVs, OnePlus TVs, all related different TVs will be doing it. Load testing, stress, means already we have been discussed what do you mean by load testing, soak testing, volume testing, stress testing. So these are all things we are going to perform. Database testing, we are not doing it. Batch script testing, we are not doing it. User experience testing, we are doing it. And security list testing, we are trying to do it. So these are the different categories of testing which can be performed and which can't be performed. Okay, as it is derived from this one. Hey, why we need to keep this one means because this is derived from the test strategy document, right? So that we are saying that these are the things covered and these are the things not covered, or we are not doing it. So that is what we have been mentioning as part of this one. Okay, now here we will talk about what would be the approach. Okay, so till here, any questions? Type of testings which we have been performed. Means these are the different type of testings which we are trying to perform. So now what we have been covered, the first section, overview section, next section, the in scope and out scope section. Third one is the test approach. Just we started with a different type of testings. Any questions still here?
No, sir.
So regarding revision history, hello.
Go ahead.
So regarding the revision history, as you said, there is a this soft. Is it nothing but patch version? So
I didn't understand your question, Suresh.
patch version.
What you wanted
You
to
said
say
about
in the
you said that regarding the revision history, it is nothing but soft changes in the version.
okay.
Is it nothing but patch version?
I didn't understand your fact version. Little bit louder, Suresh.
Patch version. Patch version.
Okay, first of all, you need to understand what do you mean by patch? What is a version? What is a release? Okay, what is a patch?
As I know,
Okay,
there
not
are major
just
version
this
updates,
is a
minor
general.
version, and patch version. Yeah.
Okay, so now what is a version? What is a version first of all, and then you'll understand what is a patches in the releases. What is the
Version
difference
is nothing
between
but
this?
the updated thing of the current one.
Okay, see now this would be off topic, but still, as we asked the question, I just wanted to clear it off. So now the first thing is I wanted to release a Gmail application. It's very easy for all of us to understand. That's the reason I used to take this as an example. I have version 1. I have inbox, outbox, sent mails. Now I wanted to add new features to this one, which is version 2.0, means updated version. In the updated version, what I'll have: inbox, outbox, sent mails, trash, and promotions. I have this. Now next version 3, I'll have another new upgraded functionalities: inbox, outbox, sent mails, trash, promotions, social, and all other new functionalities, new things. So now if you see here, these are the updates. Functional updates are there. These functional updates are updating so that we'll be releasing with the new versions. Team, go on mute. So now we'll be having these particular versions, right? So this is what a version. So versions are nothing but it can have the upgrades of new functionalities or the new changes. Now, how these particular version upgrades are done? So now there will be having a soft upgrades and hard upgrades. Soft upgrades are means if it is a small changes here, small things I'm doing it, then that's a soft upgrades. Means which is like 3.1, 3.2, 3.4, like that. Hard upgrade means it goes for 4. Means there are major changes, more major functionalities has been added. So now this is called the minor versions or major versions. So this soft upgrade and hard upgrade, which is called as a minor versions or major versions. Okay. Now these are the versions. Now what is meant by patches? See now patches means example. Now you have been okay. What do you mean by patch? Literally mean, for an example, my jeans have a patches, means there is I've just fallen down, I have a small tone here. Now what I'll try to do, rather than tone, I'll keep a patch here with a different color, so it looks fashion or style. I'll keep that particular patch with another cloth. Means what this particular patch is trying to do, it need to fix up some problems, some bugs or some issues are there. I just wanted to fix that, so I'll release that particular patches. Now for version 3.0, I release some patches for it. Patches means there is some unexpected bugs or some unexpected issues, which these particular issues will be fixed on this, and then they will be pushing into this one. So these are called as patches or hot fixes. The most prominently used is hot fixes. Hot fixes means it is immediately need to be, means if it is in any high priority bugs are there, that particular high priority bugs will be called it as and hot fixes, and then that need to be fixed and then that should be released. And these are the things which is called patches. Some intermediate issues bugs which we wanted to fix it, because I don't want to release as a minor release or a major release, but I just, that's a small thing which I need to do, so that I'll do it as a patch. And hot fixes, if there is any small things which are having a big bugs, now in the patches I'll have 3-4, so that I can relaxedly I can send. But in this one bug is very high priority which I need to fix it very quickly and send it into this, then this is called hot fix. That hot fix will be fixed and then it would be send it into the live. So that's the reason it is called as a hot fix. It's like a hot seat, right? So the same way, hot fix. So now we understood what is the difference between
Yes.
minor, major, or soft upgrade, hard upgrade, or the patches or the hot fixes.
Yes, sir.
Any more questions? Any more questions?
So the batch scripting, is it part of functional or non-functional testing?
See, batch scripts, you need to understand what do you mean by batch scripts first.
Okay.
Batch scripts are like cron jobs. What do you mean by cron jobs? Example, every day night 12 o'clock it should turn on my monitor, or it need to start play music. We will write a cron job. Cron job means it depends on certain time and it performs certain action. So that is called the cron jobs. So now for an example, every day midnight the calculations need to be done. Take an example, daily interest calculation. There are many fintech companies are there. For example, we are all customers, you know, right? So those guys will charge us 24%. Means for an example, if you take 100 rupees, you need to pay 24 rupees as an interest rate per month. They do the daily calculations. Means per day, how much calculated? Every day night 12 o'clock, this cron job will run. It will take that job, take the date, according to this date, it calculates that money and then it will add it into that. So cron jobs are nothing but, so the batch scripts are nothing but, it runs a set of group of scripts. It will run at a scheduled time and it will update into the DBs. So those are called the batch scripts or batch scripts testing. So I didn't wantedly went into that one. So because if it is, I mean, it's slightly complicated to understand. So that's the reason I didn't inform you. But that's a
Okay,
that is
sir.
called the batch script testing and DB testings.
Okay, thanks.
Any other pointers? Okay, so now what is the approach? Means for an example, approach means how we are going to test this. So now I'll be testing with manual, I'll testing with automation. Automation means I write some scripts so that the scripts can run on behalf of me rather than doing the manual testing. Just give me 1 second, guys. So just give me 1 second, please. Okay, sorry guys. Okay, cool. Now this is what we have been discussed in terms of the approach, right? So in terms of approach, hey, whether I'm trying to do the manual testing or the automation testing, so those things we'll be keeping as part of this particular approach point of view. Now approaches, see, now if you see here, I'm trying to do the UAT testing. So how I'm going to test it? So that particular steps I have been given it. So first step, second step, third step, fourth step, fifth step, sixth step. So I just defined that particular steps here. So now for each and every step, say whether I'm doing it manually or with the automation, I just given each and every steps and pointers out here. I'm not going to that one, so that is not really required. Approach is nothing but, hey, how we are going to approach for this particular problem statement. Example, I wanted to go and reach the resort. Now what I'll say that, hey, first, so now for an example, I need to go for Club Mahindra Coog. Now what I need to do? Hey, first you need to take. You're trying to Mysore. So from Mysore, get down, take a cab. From the cab, you need to take to Coorg, and it will go for Coorg. From Coorg, it will take another 30 kilometers for Veerrajpet. From Veerrajpet, you need to go for another 5 kilometers where you can find out the Club Mahendra Resort. So now this is the approachability to that particular place. The same way, if you wanted to test something, what are the steps which I wanted to do? The step number 1, reaching Mysore. The same way, step number 1, you need to do this. Step number 2, you need to do this. Step number 3 means you are defining your approach very clearly. Means you would be saying that, boss, if you've given me this project, so these all things will be there. So this is what I'm going to test, and this is how I'm going to test. So that is what in the approach you'll be mentioning it. Step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. So I told you right in the top, these are the different kinds of testings I'll be performing, and this is the approach which I'll be trying to do it. So that is what test approach. Okay, now we know that what are the different type of testings we need to do it, and what are the different type of approaches we need to use it. Oh, it's already 11:1. Okay, so then I'll start from entry and exit criteria from tomorrow. Any other questions in this? Till the approach and then different types of testing. So tomorrow I'll be continuing